Hi guys, time for my favourite bit of the PSA Grading Service. That is the videos of your customer returns. This is May's return. Two of them were done on Tuesday. That's all of May done now, so it's on to June. Massive June submissions, 400 plus cards from myself, 350 from customers. So we're going to have 750 cards coming back hopefully next month, going on this timeline that they've done May's now. Of course, they were done a week ago because the video normally takes a week to upload, as I want everyone to receive their cards before I show the grades. So we're going to start off with Philip, and Philip sent away a load of EX series reverse foils and holo foils. A beautiful gem mint and jolty on there. Reverse foil, as you can see, absolute beauty. Then we move on to a Flareon, just a mint 9 this time. That's just the holo foil. Oh no, I tell a lie, it's the reverse foil. Come on, Connor, use your eyes. Next up, the Feraligatr. That really is a gorgeous card to get in a gem, isn't it? Such a masterpiece of a Feraligatr. The Porygon. It's always cool seeing these reverse foils. I graded many of them myself too. I think they're quite... they're just really decent to see. Commons, uncommons and rares. Holographic, basically. I mean, that's basically what they are. They're holographic, and then you've got the reverse foil effect there. Some people really love them. Some people loathe them. I'm definitely in the love them camp, especially with energies. I've been trying to get the Team Rocket returns, the Team Rocket Energy and Dark Energy or whatever, reverse foil in gem for a while now. They still elude me. Still, I sent in quite a lot as well. Pidgey from EX Holland Phantoms. About to stand on some sort of worm by the looks of it. Holand's cast form. Little marshmallow in the clouds. Primeape. Delta species artwork is probably, one of my favourites anyway. I love how it takes the Pokemon into different energy types. It's really fun, I think. I think it's a bit different as well. I collect the Delta species in Gem Mint 10s, the holographics, not the reverse foils. Could you imagine how long that would take? All the commons, all the uncommons, all the rares, everything from every set. That really would be some sort of master set though, wouldn't it? And it'd be impressive to see. Pikachu. Never go wrong with a Pikachu, I say. Horsey, having a sneeze by the looks of it. Magikarp. Oddly, quite a popular Pokemon for some reason, and I'm surprised Splash does 10 damage. But again, the Delta species, how it's Steel type, I adore it. Adore it. I really do think they should think about... I think they have done, similar things in the more modern TCG. They are trying to bring out more. You got the Prisms as well. They are trying their best to... You got the different types of energy types, like half cards. They are bringing in different sort of things. I mean, maybe it's something we'll chase in 5 years' time. Who knows? Psyduck. Yeah, I do feel a lot of the modern cards maybe don't get the appreciation they get because they've only just come out. And therefore, they're not particularly rare. And obviously, we like our rare cards. So thanks for that, Philip. These will be off to you today, as will everyone else's. Probably should clarify that. And next up, we have the other Philip. The Philip from Europe. Deoxys. These are in no particular order, by the way. I send them out in an order, and then PSA never return them to me in that order. I wish they did. It'd make it so much easier. But I understand, you got different graders handling different cards. Nidoking from Flight of Legends, mint 9. And then we move on to another Delta species card. Definitely improving in popularity, are they not? Gem mint 10. Golbat EX Delta species reverse foil. Dragonair with a Gem mint 10. That's an awesome reverse foil. Look at how the colour just shines off the back of that card. Stunner. Absolute stunner. Then the other one, unfortunately this one just got the mint 9, but still. Loving that reverse foil effect on this card. Beautiful card. Mudkip from EX Emerald. Definitely one of my more favourite set reverses, if that makes sense. Just because I really like how bold the name is across the Pokemon card. And then we've got Luigi Pikachu. Perfect. Pseudo Voodoo from the Soul Silver Collection, first edition, Gem Mint 10. Very popular as well, Pseudo Voodoo, for no reason at all, I don't think. Quite popular in the animation TV series, yeah, Pseudo Voodoo. I remember that episode from a long time back. Venusaur looking powerful as ever. Mansatrick. Howling at the moon like a wolf. Shuckle. Bit of a boring one, this, isn't it? Gem Mint 10, especially when you take into consideration the next card. I think this will be the card of the return, maybe, but a Mint 9 Latios Gold Star. Yeah, I think that's a very fair grade. It's not worth resubmitting that, I don't think. Of course, you might disagree, but I think that's a very good grade, and that is a stunner. Expect to see that on the thumbnail. Next, we move on to... Who's next? Oh, sorry. Phone is playing up, as usual. Don't you just love it? Matthew's a long-time sender on the channel. I really appreciate you continuing to send cards. I really do appreciate that. And it looks like Cinny's Ninetales and Vulpix obsession has passed over to other collectors. Look at that. Nice. Vulpix Pokemon card gym pack. Beautiful. 2014, I remember when these did come out. I wasn't actually doing a grading service back then. Geez, 4 years ago. But I remember when I first started, we had quite a few of these come through. They definitely grew in popularity, didn't they? And then another Vulpix and another one. Yeah, Mint 8, Gem Mint 10 on that Toys R Us promo, though. Oh, very popular artwork, this. I mean, the problem is, because it did become so popular, Pokemon reprinted it into oblivion with so many different promos and different sets, blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, it sold. I mean, at the end of the day, if it sells, then it's going to come out more, isn't it? Charizard near Mint 8 Unlimited. Nothing wrong with that grade with the way those Charizard prices are going. Yellow Cheek Shadowless, Mint 9 Pikachu. Mint 9 on the Shadowless Charmander as well. And here's a card, probably of your submission, the Pikachu Holofoil 20th anniversary. I love this set, and I think it's one that will prove quite a good investment for the next 10 years. 10 years, maybe even 2, because I just think this is so unique with the Pikachu 20th anniversary. They were only printed in the UK as well, so that means they didn't release anywhere else. I think the exclusivity of them really would help sell them. Mint 9 on the Ponyta, unfortunately. Definitely getting hard to pick up as well. Next, we've got 2 Sams. I'm just going to start off with the smaller Sam submission. You know who you are. I'd prefer not to say surnames just for data protection and the rest of it. But Sam did get a beautiful full art Team School Grunt, Gem Mint 10. Mega Charizard Holofoil from Evolutions, Gem Mint 10. Do we expect any less? And then this beautiful secret rare from Shining Legends, getting the Mint 9. Perfect card, that one, in every single way. If you don't like that card, you might as well not be a Pokemon collector. Next, we move on to Sam. Again, another long-time sender. Always appreciate the business. And I hope you're happy with the results this time. Not tons of gemmed, unfortunately. We do start off with a gem, though. Again, sorry, these are all in different orders. But I would like to point out, like with Pokemon TCG before I did, depends on your purchase price, doesn't it? If you bought these as the seller saying they were mint cards and expected 9s or 10s, you might be a bit disappointed, but I'm hoping not. These cards are so difficult to pick up ungraded now. I don't really, unless it's like a magical find. I find the ones on eBay, I don't trust the sellers enough, unfortunately. I think because PSA grading has become so universal for me, I think most sellers know the condition of the cards. I certainly do. That's why I don't sell ungraded cards unless they were like brand new. because I wouldn't want to mislead anyone personally. Mint 9 and the Mega Neon. Perfect. Near Mint 8 on the other Mega Neon. Maybe the card of your submission coming up next. The Lugia. It's very difficult to find a mint copy of these. Must admit. Let's have a quick look at this. Wow. There was a bit of scratching on the holofoil. Very close, that one. That really is. It's like 9.5 in my opinion. Not that you'd want a 9.5. Anyway, Kingdra, mint 9. Lovely. It's always good seeing these first edition cards come through the channel. I don't get to send too many off anymore, unfortunately. A lot of it's EX series for me. Primes, of course. I'm always a bit jealous when someone gets a return of WOTC first edition. I'm like, where did you get those from? The supply is running so dry. For Alligator, near mint 8. I do have an opinion that probably maybe Christmas time, maybe early next year, probably going to be the best time to pick up first edition WOTC PSA 10. I mean, otherwise, I think basically the supply is out for a lot of sets. For me, anyway, Neo Destiny, Neo Rev, Neo Genesis. I just don't see people opening the booster boxes anymore. What's the point? I mean, what is the point? Because you're going to make more by sitting on it than opening and grading it nowadays. So I think we will see price increases come along. Mint 9 on the Ampharos. And then to complete the Neo Genesis set. Oh, I tell a lie. Near mint 8 on that one. So difficult to get a gem grade on this bad boy. So difficult. Although, do have a bit of an uplifter. Mint 9 on this Typhlosion. First edition. You know what? We had another sender of Neo Genesis. And he got 8s and 9s. And he was a bit disappointed. Neo Genesis was actually the first set that I sent away to PSA. No, it wasn't the first set I sent away to PSA. Neo Discovery was that. I sent like 2 or 3. But I bought Neo Genesis. It was the first set I was disappointed by with the results. And that's always a surprise for a lot of people because there is quite a lot of pop on the Neo Genesis. But I think like Jungle, it's incredibly difficult to grade yourself. It's because the amount of cards that have been graded Neo Genesis and Jungle, that means the pop 10 maybe is a bit of a sham. Because it doesn't really reflect the true difficulty of getting Gem Mint 10s in this set. Because it is difficult. I have not got many myself. Togetic, Mint 9. Now we move on to Jungle. Again, just such a difficult set to grade. Mint 9, Flareon. I, in general, after I bummed out on the Neo Genesis, I, in general, have stayed away from Neo Genesis and Jungle. Just because, yeah, it's the difficulty to grade, really, for me. Whoa, I say that. We do have a Gem Mint 10 on the non-holofoil Vaporeon. Such a classic artwork of this card. Of this Pokemon, I should say. Eevee Evolution, of course. Always popular, always will be. Especially with Let's Go Eevee coming out on the Nintendo Switch very soon. Excited for that. Wigglytuff, first edition, Mint 9. Vileplume, Mint 9, first edition. Victreebel, first edition, Mint 9. Snorlax, near Mint 8, first edition. Love this card. It's just, whenever I think Snorlax, I think this card. I mean, that's probably the case of a lot of people. Yeah, it's a fair grade. And the holofoil actually is surprisingly quite nice. It is actually just the back of the card, unfortunately. But the front is pretty mint. Cypher, Mint 9. I think the other reason why the Jungle cards are so hard to get the gems on, it's just the amount of holofoil. You have the Pokemon printed, usually in the middle, and then you've got all this holofoil space, which you can't allow any scratches on, which, you know, is quite absurd. To get the gem, basically. Mint 9 on the Nidoqueen as well. I think you did quite well with the Jungle. To be fair, you got quite a lot of Mint 9s. And there's no shame in that, in my opinion. No shame in that at all. Mr. Mime, Mint 9. Kangaskhan, near Mint 8. Look at that. Shine comes off that. The Jolteon and the Flareon. Show them together just because they are beautiful. Of course, that's first edition. Sorry for the shadow. Mint 9 on the Jolteon. I've also started to see Jungle No Symbol and Jungle First Edition Mint 9 prices creep. Just started to edge up a little bit. And that is just because of the difficulty to actually find them. I remember when I did grade a Jungle set, a lot of them got Mint 9s. They were snapped up like that off my website. I mean, they really were. And I can see why. It's such an early set. It's the one literally after base. You know, who knows what the future may be with the set. Is it as iconic as base? No, of course not. But being so early, you can't really go wrong with it. And then we move on to the EX era. We got 2 Mint 9s Gyarados EXs. One of my favourite artworks of Gyarados, must be said, from Breakpoint. And last but not least, we have the Porygon CD program. Got the name in 8. Thank you very much, Sam, as always, and you'll receive these very, very soon. Next up, we're just one off my cards, but next up is Jacko. Jacko was actually the first, I hope I'm saying that right, by the way, was actually the first person ever to make an order via Graded Gem. Obviously, I had the PSA Grading Service on Graded Groudon. That will be up and running soon, by the way, hopefully by this month. So you'll get 10% off all my cards, which would be great. I would love to set that up as soon as possible for you. Anyway, let's crack on. We have the Luna GX. Gold Bad Boy Gem Mint 10. Another Luna GX. Perfect card. Mega Gardevoir EX. Korokori Mew, very popular card. Iconic Mew artwork, obviously exclusively printed in Japanese from the Korokori comics. It's just an all-round beauty. I do need to pick one up myself, and then you're always going to get bonus points for this. I mean, yeah, you send any sort of Groudon in, I'm pretty happy. I do have this one myself. I still need the English, which is a bit embarrassing from my perspective. I know one is on auction on PWCC right now. It might be worth a bid. Just depends how far it goes, really. But yeah, beautiful card. Next, we have the Rayquaza Pikachu. Gem Mint 10, Gem Mint 10. 2 very good cards, 2 very popular cards. That back from 2016. And then this, whoa. So Galio, Luna and Pikachu. Can't go wrong there, can you? You just can't. Stunner. Obviously, Japanese exclusive artworks are always going to be popular. If you can buy them brand new mint, it's definitely worth doing. Pikachu, Squirtle, Charmander and Bulbasaur. What can go wrong there? Stunners. All the starter Pokemon. Or all of Ash's Pokemon even. Raichu, Mint 9. Umbreon, Mint 9. You can't have the Umbreon without the Espeon. Which one's better, guys? Right or left? I mean, they're so different. It's very difficult to pick out a better, isn't it? I'd probably go with right, though. I love this Espeon. Absolutely adore it. Absolutely adore it. Tyranitar from Expedition, Mint 9 as well. But then we finish off with a strong suit. With your 2 Salgalios. Getting those Gem Mint 10 grades. Look at them stunners. Thanks very much, Jacko, for using the service. Do appreciate it. Last but not least is myself. I think all of these are up for sale. None of them were my collection. Unfortunately, there's a lot coming up in my collection. Well, for my collection in June's returns. These were just like things that I had laying about, and I thought might as well give them a send-off. Gem Mint 10 on LT Surge's Secret Plan. Gem Mint 10 on Sabrina's Haunter. Can't go wrong there. Gem Mint 10 on Koga's Wheezing. Mint 9 on Koga's Pidgey. That will go very quickly for $9.99, I assure you. Giovanni's Meowth, Gem Mint 10. Brock's Primeape, Gem Mint 10. Really like that artwork. Near Mint 7. We're on the Suicune Holofoil half deck. I understand these are quite difficult to get in mint condition, because even from the pack, they're not brilliant, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because it is a beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful. Then we go into Plasma Storm. I've got the Lugia EX, Mint 9. Near Mint 8 on this Lugia EX. Oh. Near Mint 8 on that dude as well, another Lugia EX. Then I sent in some base 2 cards I've had for a very long time. Basically, it was just to get them graded. I was not expecting anything amazing. And I was right to expect that. Just a Near Mint 8 on the Clefairy. Near Mint 7 on the Chansey. And then, Articuno EX got the Mint 9. By the looks of it, some guy on eBay has absolutely destroyed the price of this card, because they've just auctioned Mint 9 after Mint 9 after Mint 9 after Mint 9, which is ridiculous. What are you doing? This card, Mint, was going for more than he was selling graded. Just bottoms out the market. However, we do have another gem, this time from Pop Series 4, non-holofoil. I've got the holofoil, very proud to own it. These were actually sent away the month after I sent the gem away. Does that make sense? So I didn't know I'd had the gem at that point. So I was still trying to acquire the gem. And none of these cards achieved the grade either. I did get another Mint 9 though. And it is a beautiful card. I literally bought out every single one of these I could to try and get that gem. And I did. So I'm still happy. Excellent Mint 6 on this Raichu. I mean, like I say, with these rubbish grades, like a 4, how many times do you see a 4? I don't see a 4 very often. Yeah, they'll just be sold on the cheap, and they'll make someone very happy, I'd imagine. Near Mint A on the Magneton. Mint 9 on the other Magneton. That's a bit of a surprise. Yeah, not looking too bad. Mint 9. Mint 9 on this base set 2, and I left the best till last. The best till last. The best till last. That is this gorgeous beauty. Gem Mint 10 Suicune. Absolute beaut. 2005. When I received this back on, because I checked the grades, obviously, check everyone. They weren't like an all poor one submission. Of course it wasn't. I think everyone did very well overall. There might be some disappointments in some of them, but overall, I think they were still good. Yeah, I thought this was the non-holofoil type, and then I received it back, and I was like, oh, holofoil. So I was like, very happy with that. Yeah, absolute beauty. Anyway, guys, that is it for 2nd of May's returns. The other one I'm literally going to shoot right now, and then I'll be packaging these all up, and they'll be going. So thanks very much for using the Graded Gem service. A new website will be coming as well soon. Also, a price increase, I'm sorry about that, is happening in September. That is because PSA have raised their prices by $1. So I'm not matching that increase. I'm raising it by 50 pence, which equates to about me eating costs of 25p. And considering I'm already the cheapest around, especially when you send 50 plus, you know, especially for the overall service as well. I know some people send for £8, but they don't include insurance. They definitely don't include FedEx there and back. FedEx is a massive expense for all of us, so that's why I'm very happy that we all send together, especially with that insurance included. Anyway, guys, that is that for now. Just in case you haven't seen them yet. Boom, these jumbos are awesome. Gem Mint 10. Whoa. Probably going to do some sort of promotion when Grady Groudon gets back online with those guys. Anyway, I will see you guys soon, and well done, everyone. Bye. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like, hit that bell button, and go and follow our social media. Oh, and don't forget gradedgem.com. Thanks, guys.